Hi, it's me, Vicki, Marie. And I'm so sorry, I've probably confused all of you. I was going to come on much later tonight. Um, anyway, the reason why I'm coming on earlier is because I've just received a whole load more information about this case, about Madeline Soto. Let's have a look at Madeline Soto. She's what's important here, of course. This is Madeline, the 13-year-old who, was abused by a stepfather and then murdered by him, basically, or allegedly. We have to say allegedly. And, I've been going through the new documents that have come out about Madeline, about Stephan Sterns, about Jen Soto, all the police documents that have just recently come out. And then just literally as I was, thinking about preparing for tonight, for the live that I was going to do later, I received a whole lot of new information. So, about the case and where it is, etc. So it's sort of, I need to look at that. I need to assimilate it. So I need time to do that. So I didn't want to let people down because I said I was coming on tonight to talk about the Stephan Sterns arrest warrant and that, the discussion that I just want to warn people what you're going to hear in any of these videos that I'm making about Madeline and the court documents that are coming out. Or the police documents that are coming out before the trial, they're all going to be upsetting. So, I need to give you all a warning for that. This is Madeline. What happened to Madeline was terrible, awful. And these documents illustrate it, make it real. I mean, the thing is, when you're watching things about true crime, it's easy to forget that these are real people. What happened to Madeline was real. And, my heart goes out to the police in a way, because they have to sift through all this. They have to, probably most of them are parents, the people that have to deal with it. They have to go through this. They have to speak to people like Stephan Sterns and, be civil to him. And it must be very difficult to avoid the impulse to really hate him, and really be nasty to him. So anyway, this is what we're talking about. So what I decided to do was come on earlier, talk about the things I'd promised that I was going to talk about tonight. And then I've got to go into these new documents that I've received and assimilate those and look at those. But tonight we're going to just look at what I said I was going to look at, which is Stephan's affidavit for his arrest warrant. I might actually put that on big like that. And we're going to look at that. So first of all, I'll just say hello to everyone. And I want to say, before I say that, I just want to say thank you to everyone who subscribes, watches my videos. I've had such lovely comments today. And it's so nice. I've, because occasionally I get nasty comments as well. But do you know what? They're just starting to be like water off a duck's back now. It's just, if you don't like my channel, don't watch it. Go and watch another channel. It's your choice. It's not obligatory. You don't get sort of put in prison if you don't watch my channel. So if you don't want to watch it, adios. Go and watch another channel. That's fine. It really is fine. But for those of you who do watch and are so nice and such lovely messages, those of you who subscribe, those of you who like, those of you who are members, those of you who send super chats, buy Ko-fis, send me emails, all that, thank you so much. Okay, so let's just say hello to anyone who has managed to get here, because I know I've caught you all off guard here. But I'll just say hello to everybody and then we'll get on with what I was going to say. So, hi Daniel, hi Chumba, hi Jane. Thank you, Jane. That's so nice. Thank you. I try and be balanced. I really try not to come down heavily on one side or another, except with Stephan Sterns. I mean, once the evidence presents itself enough that we do have in the Stephan Sterns, instance that we've got evidence of that, what he's done, how awful he's been. You know, I'm not ashamed of sort of going one way or another with things like that. With Jen, I am sitting on the fence a little bit with Jen, because although I do think she's stupid, I don't necessarily think she did anything illegal. But time will tell. Time will tell, because if Jen did do anything, apart from neglect, which she probably should be charged for, the police will charge her, because at the end of the day, the police will want to charge her. Hi, Heather. Hope I know early doors tonight. Oh, you've been to kissing me. Well, I've had some emails from the police department tonight, and that's what's sort of thrown me off a little bit tonight from the plan that I had. But that's the thing in true crime. These crimes are not waiting to be convenient for me or for anybody else. When things come out, like when Rachel Marin's killer was found and the police came out to make a state, you don't plan these things around when is a good time to do a video, or when this or when that. You just have to go with the flow. Heather, Desi is fine. But Desi's just got a lot going on at home sometimes. Hi, Silver Soul. Chumba's just making her dinner. I have had my dinner. Okay, so this is what I was going to tell you about tonight. This was the next phase in the, because recently, as the trial is coming up, right, sorry if I'm waffling, but it's so much to tell you. As the trial is coming up, we're at the disclosure stage in the trial. That's why there's so much information coming out when there was absolutely no information before. But in America, when it comes to the disclosure stage, the prosecution has to release whatever evidence they've got against the accused, so that the defense can then build a defense case. They need to be able to see the evidence against the accused and be able to build a defense. And then once the defense do this, I've only learned this recently, I didn't know this, but once the defense asks for this information, it becomes more or less public knowledge, because whatever the defense has asked for through disclosure, then anybody can ask for it after that. In America, I'm talking about. In Britain, forget it. You might as well be in Russia. I don't know what it's like in Australia, but in America, it's much more transparent. People can ask for these kinds of information. So that's what's happened. So, this sort of massive document that I've been looking at from another creator's Patreon. I joined another creator's Patreon because I couldn't get hold of this information. But I think what I've been sent today might be this information. I think I haven't had a chance to go through it fully, but some of it looks different, actually. So anyway, I've been sent a load of other information today, and I've got to look through it and assimilate it, and that's what I'll be doing later. Unfortunately, there's only so many hours in a day, isn't there? So, and between that, I do have to do my Spanish classes as well. Because for those of you who don't know, anyone who's new to my channel, I am a Spanish teacher as well. So, I have to fit in classes as well. Now, so what we're going to look at tonight, what I promised tonight, was the arrest warrant. And these, we find out some probably too much information about Stephan Sterns in this document. We find out some information about his private parts. But having said that, as much as it's, too much information in a way, it's information that ties him to these photos that were taken, that were found on Stephan's phone, that it is unmistakably him on these photos abusing Madeline, because he has apparently quite a distinctive male body part. So, state of Florida, Again, Stephan Michael Sterns. So his date of birth is the 25th of the 4th, 1986. You know, it just seems like quite young in one way. But of course, he was an awful lot older than, at my age, everybody's young. But of course, he's a lot older than Madeline. So Madeline was literally 13 years old when she died, only 8 years old, when apparently, allegedly, he started abusing her. Oh, another thing I just want to tell you before I get into this document. I was watching another YouTuber's channel. I was watching Gray Hughes Investigates. I don't know if you've seen any of his videos. He talks to Stephan's friends. Now, this is just hearsay, because obviously this is Stephan's friends speaking. May be true, it may not be true. But this friend told some horror stories about Stephan, that when Stephan was at high school, he would literally keep SEMEN. I have to spell that out. I don't want to say that word out loud on YouTube. He used to store it, and he would take it to high school and put it in girls' drinks, because surreptitiously, of course. Because this is what apparently he told his friend. Now, again, this is just a friend saying it. Is it true? Is it a real friend? Is it, I'm just, when you wish you'd not listened to something. So he would, keep his SEMEN in, I don't know where he would keep it, take it to the school, put it in girls' drinks, because he said that you could get a girl pregnant by doing that. Now, it obviously didn't work, because as far as I know, Stephan Sterns, sorry, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because you know what it reminds me of? Anyway, I won't even tell you what it reminds me of. No, let's not go there. Maybe in another video. So it obviously didn't work, because as far as I know, Stephan Sterns does not have any biological children. So whatever he thought, maybe that's where he was going wrong. If he was thinking that what you had to do was pour it in a girl's drink, maybe Stephan was too. We know Stephan is thick and stupid, so he was so stupid he didn't realise you had to do something else with it, not put it in a girl's drink. I mean, how disgusting! It reminds me, I've just those of you who are British will remember, maybe, I don't know if it was shown in other countries, but there used to be a children's cartoon program on years ago that had a lot of sort of double meaning. It was about a sailor, and it had a lot of double meaning, double entendres in it. This is what this reminds me of. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject. We won't go into that. But yeah, so check out Gray Hughes interviewing Stephan's friends and see what you think. I couldn't even play that video. It's been hard enough just to say it. It's been hard, you know what I mean? There's so many jokes in there, but it's not funny because it's deadly serious. So here we go. So Stephan Michael Sterns, 25th of April, he's a Taurus, white male, home address 412 Santa Maria Drive, Kissimmee, Florida. Physical description, height 6'2", so he's a tall guy, isn't he? Weight 220 pounds, hair black, eyes brown, no scars or tattoos according to this. Got his social security number, his driver's license number, and this is the affidavit for his arrest warrant. Hi, David. Yes, it was Captain Pugwash. He's such a weirdo. What a weirdo. Oh my God. You couldn't get any more weird. Hi, Tracy. Let me just make sure I haven't missed anybody else coming in. You couldn't get any weirder than Stephan Sterns, could you? It's just awful that this poor girl had to put up with him. Anyway, so digitally appears the affiant Detective Brian Moore, a sworn law enforcement officer, to wit, an officer of the Kissimmee Police Department, who makes this affidavit and has probable cause to believe that certain laws have been violated. So remember that he was arrested, first of all, for what he had on his phone. And this is what this document is dealing with. C1, sexual battery, familial custodial authority. I mean, a lot of people have said, oh, he wasn't as, you know, why do they keep calling him a stepfather? He wasn't a stepfather, but it's good in a way, because the fact that they're looking on him as a stepfather makes the offence more serious. It's more serious if it's someone who's in, you know, in trust with the child, than it is for a stranger to do it. So it's good that they're doing that. C2, possession of material and a sexual performance by a child. It's a bit of an unfortunate expression, that, isn't it? Sexual performance, but anyway. So this is what they've come to investigate. On February the 26th, my God, why do things happen in February? You know, loads of the cases that we follow, it's a February thing, isn't it? Nicola Bulley, 27th, I believe, of February 2023. Sebastian Rogers. Didn't Sebastian go missing on the same day as Madeline? Anyway, the mother, Anna Knezevich, that we've been following. Samantha, God, I just had a blank there with the surname. Samantha Murphy, February. Anyway, the mother advised her daughter's stepfather, Stephan Sterns, picked her up from home, dropped her off at Hunters Creek Middle School. See, this again sounds weird, because she's saying that he picked her up from home and dropped her off at Hunters Creek. Wasn't he staying there? He didn't pick her up from home. He was staying there, wasn't he? You know, there's a lot of inconsistencies over and over again with these documents. The mother then went to pick up the victim from school at dismissal and learned the victim never showed to school. So we knew that, and we've looked at that. An interview was conducted with the victim's stepfather, Stephan Sterns, who advised he picked the victim up and dropped her off in front of Peace United Methodist Preschool, which was down the street from the school at 8:40. The school begins class at 9:30. A license plate reader, I think we've looked at this in the previous one, but I'll just reiterate it. A license plate reader captured Stephan's vehicle with Florida tag, blah, de, blah, de, blah, driving away from the school at 8:10. During the interview with Stephan, he provided consent to search his phone. You know, I still cannot believe he was stupid enough to do that. You know, if he had, it just shows you how stupid he was, or how convinced he was cleverer than the police. Because if he was clever, he would have got rid of that. I mean, totally got rid of that phone where it couldn't be found. Anyway, so he provided consent to search his phone, as we know, but he stated he had accidentally performed a factory reset on his phone on February the 26th, the same day the victim went missing, and he gave his phone number. So, after an extensive canvass of the area and interviews with the victim's family and friends, it was unusual for the victim to be dropped off down the street from the school and not stay in communication with family and friends. Right, so this is the bit where you need to, you know, take a deep breath really and I need to give you a warning because this is not even redacted. None of it is redacted, but I'm not going to read out all the words. I am going to, you know, at the end of the day, if you're watching this video, you can read it for yourself. I'm just going to, you know, maybe give the first letter of the word because it is not very nice, is it? So, upon reviewing the contents of Stephan's phone, several images and videos were located which depicted the missing juvenile with her, what can I say? I don't even know, I can't even say these words. With her BREASTS, VAGINA, and ANAL opening as the focal point of the pictures or videos. There were also pictures and videos depicting the missing juvenile's VAGINA and mouth being penetrated by a PENIS. As such, the files depict the sexual performance of a child. Your affiant has probable cause to believe Stephan was in possession of material depicting the sexual performance of a child. Now, the thing now that I'm going to talk about, again, I'm going to have to talk about it quite discreetly, but you can read it on here. But this is sort of good in a way, if you understand what I mean, because it will tie him, it will tie Stephan to this abuse once and for all, because although there is no faces, well, not his face anyway, not the abuser's face on these videos, etc. But this is something that will tie him to that. Hi, Ninja. Okay. So, as I say, you know, just take a bit of warning here for what I'm going to say. It should be noticed the PENIS observed penetrating the victim had a distinct marking on it, which consisted of bright pinkish coloured skin. I'm really surprised they haven't redacted some of this, but anyway, they haven't. Below the HEAD of the PENIS, I could end up spelling the whole thing out. But you can see it anyway, it's there for you to see, until approximately a quarter of the length down the shaft of the PENIS. Now, whether it was a button mushroom or not, they don't go into that, so we don't know about that. Anyway, several other pictures capturing this distinct pattern were observed on the phone. Further, as your affiant was reviewing the pictures and videos, I was observing several different pieces of clothing to include patterned underwear, shirts, blankets, and sheets. Simultaneously, detectives of the Orange County Sheriff's Office were executing a search warrant at Stephan's home address. This address is also where the victim and her mother live. The detectives searching the residence were contacted and confirmed they found the same distinctive clothing both in Stephan's room and the victim's room. So they've taken the photos, videos, etc. You know, and the clothing that was on there, apart from the fact they've identified Stephan's wiener, if you like, because he's got this distinctive one. You know, with the, what is it, brightish pinkish coloured skin below the head of it, approximately a quarter of the length down the shaft of the penis. Dear me. Now, apparently they showed this to Jen, And this is another reason why I don't think, no, Jen's stupid. I know that. I know she's done a lot of things wrong, but she got really quite upset apparently when she saw that it was she's in denial. A lot of people do that. A lot of people go into denial. She couldn't believe it. That's how convincing he was, one way or another, or how stupid she was. And apparently she got really, really upset when she saw these pictures, because that's when she knew it was true. That's when she knew finally, because she recognized his wiener, because he's got a distinctive one. And then, of course, the police went into the home. They found the clothes, etc., sheets, blankets, that were in these videos, underwear. So, he is so toast. Stephan Sterns, he is so toast. So, based on the totality of the circumstances, your affiant has probable cause to believe Stephan committed a sexual battery, familial custodial authority on the victim. So it is more serious. A sexual battery is serious, whatever, but it's more serious when it's done by someone who's familial or custodial authority. So it's good that they're considering him as a stepfather, because that will make him, that makes the offence more serious. Okay, so that's that. So we do one more. What? I almost don't like to ask what you all think of that. I know what you think of it. So that was the arrest warrant for Stephan Sterns. Right, we're gonna. So I nearly called him. I nearly called him Stephan Sterns. Then, this is like, oh. So what we've got here, what we're going to look at here, is the what's the word? Oh no, it's all redacted. Hang on, as I'm going through it. Oh gosh, so there's like a file on his previous history. So loads of it is redacted. Let's see if there is actually anything that we can read out. It's just everything is here. I'll show it you though. I'm going to share it. I'm going to go right back up to the top of this. Because you'll want to see it right. Sorry, I've just got, I'll be back in 2 ticks. I just go and sort my dog out, so hang on. Yeah. Too much, isn't it? Okay, sorry about that. I just had to go and get the dog some food. Okay. So this is the Osceola County Corrections Department added charge form for Stephan Sterns. Let's see. So we're just going to go down. See how all this has been redacted? I wonder what that is. All been redacted, but I have no idea why. So look at it. So it says, please be advised that the following subject has been served an added charge for a warrant out of our county. Out of our county. Why would it be out of their county? Anyway. Murder, premeditated bond none. That's got to be Madeline's murder. But why is it out of the county? But anyway. So this is all the paperwork, isn't it? This is all the paperwork that the police have to go through all the time. You know, it's a lot of paperwork, isn't it? It's a lot of processing. That's what, you know, it's not instant. You know, we wondered why it took so long to charge Stephan, and maybe that's the reason why it's taking so long to charge Jennifer with anything. Maybe it's just a question of, you know, just a question of getting everything together. So this is interesting. So this is what they must do with them. And they have to sign every time they do it. So they log them in. If applicable, log juveniles, notify embassy of any foreign national as required, complete booking assessment, complete PEA assessment, which I don't know what that is. Then they pat them down and use the metal tech wand. Oh dear. So that won't be very nice, but good, it serves him right. So he's had the wand up him. He's had the metal tech wand to sort of make sure he's not sort of carrying anything. Remove all property and money. Count money in front of inmate. Complete the temporary property form. Complete the inmate body sheet, insolvency, rights to defendant and medical summary. Place an armband on the inmate. So they have to initial everything that they do. Verify funds taken from the inmate. Activate inmate's cash account. Secure and safe. Does the inmate speak English? Yes or no? It's interesting, all this. Fingerprint them. Provide them with a copy of the arrest affidavit. Take a photograph. Fingerprint. Shower them. Issue a uniform. Bedroll. Welcome pack. Sorry, it's just my sense of humour laughing. The thought of them giving him a welcome pack. And did he get that toilet roll to rest his head on that he whinged about? And shoes. Enter all issued and taken property in the Spillman. I just have this idea of him giving him a welcome pack. Because here in Spain, you know, many years ago, I worked in sort of property management. And we would, you know, rent out apartments to people who were coming out on holiday. And we would get them a welcome pack, you know, so just because you didn't know what time they would be coming in. You know, they might not be arriving till the middle of the night. So they won't be able to get to the shop. And so it would be their basics, you know, milk, bread, butter, eggs, something maybe for their breakfast. Possibly if it was golfers coming out, it'd be beers or some wine or, you know, whatever they'd ask for. We would get in touch with them and say, you know, what would you like in your welcome pack? And they would, you know, sort of ask within reason. Obviously, it was only to get them through the first morning before they could get to the shops. Sometimes people arrive and the shops are closed. Not even that night if it's a holiday, a fiesta or whatever. But it's just making me giggle because that's my sense of humour at the thought of him getting a welcome pack. So what did he have in his welcome pack? So he got showered. He got wanded, then he got showered, fingerprinted. Sorry, he got wanded. He got the wand put up him to make sure he had no drugs, I suppose, or whatever. Then he had his photograph taken. Then he got fingerprinted. Then he got showered. Then he got issued a uniform, a bedroll, and a welcome pack and shoes. But remember, he was whinging in the back of that police car saying that all he got for a pillow was a toilet roll. You know, I think he was lucky to get a toilet roll. So anyway, it's interesting. Then he gets offered a phone call. I wonder who he phoned. I bet he phoned his mum or his dad. And then they asked, is it a felony arrest? I can't believe that. Could you imagine in the UK, honestly, for those of us that are from the UK, and we've covered cases from the UK, most notably the Nicola Bulley case, haven't we? Could you imagine getting all this information from Lancashire Police saying, you know, what had happened? I mean, I know there was no arrest made in well, the only person that was arrested in Nicola Bulley's case was Curtis, a bloody YouTuber. He was arrested, wasn't he? And maybe he had to go through this. I think Curtis had been in prison before. So I think Curtis, you know, and I don't think I'm speaking out of turn there. I've seen that on one of his videos, him saying that. He's been in prison. It's not a nice place to be. But could you imagine surely the British police never come out with all this. Do you think even I don't think the Australian police do either, do they? What, you know, talk about transparent, my God. Anyway, so here he is. There's his date of birth again, 25th of April. He's a Taurus. He's tall, 6'2", 220 pounds, short hair, brown eyes, medium complexion, no glasses, black hair, straight teeth. Oh, what difference does it make on their teeth? Normal speech, medium build, etc. And there he is. That's when he became an inmate. That's when he went from Stephan Sterns to inmate Stephan Sterns. And his race is white, non-Hispanic. This is something we have to remember when we're talking about immigrants and things as well, because of course there's a bit of a furore about Rachel Marin's killer being an illegal immigrant. But of course Stephan Sterns is not an immigrant, so it's not only immigrants that commit terrible crimes. Rachel Marin's killer was pretty horrible because he'd already murdered someone. There's got to be some border controls. Where's the border controls? Because that guy who murdered Rachel not only had murdered someone in El Salvador, but it was known that he had. So there was a red alert out about him. So where's the controls? He should have been stopped at the border. He should have had his DNA taken or his fingerprints or whatever, however they control these things. And it would have become apparent that there was a red alert out on him. You know, so that's a failure of the border controls, isn't it? Anyway, so lots of this has been redacted. I'm sort of just going down because I'm sort of looking at this for the first time with you as well. I haven't seen all of it. We're going to go through this whole document. It's going to take us a long time, but we will. Yeah. I think it's interesting, just apart from anything, apart from the awful case that we're following, it's interesting just seeing the procedures that the police have to go through. So yeah, here they've got his facial hair, beard, hairstyle short, complexion medium, speech normal, teeth straight, build medium, white non-Hispanic. Now he has got a tattoo. family crest, coat of arms on his back, apparently. So these are the things they took off him, I'm presuming. Stephan Sterns. Yeah, you can't read the right. It's like doctor's writing, isn't it? Can't read it all, but something about driver's license, uniform, 3 credit cards. All I can say. This says wallet, but I don't know what this says underneath. Misc something. Oh, there's his wallet that they've took off him, his driving license. He's signed that they've taken it off him. What's that? This is some sort of check, is it? This must be, is this a, what is that? No, I don't know. Don't know if that's a check they've had to give him for what they've taken off him, or a receipt for property stored. Yeah, so blue orange county jail uniform. So they've taken that off him and given him something else, have they? Black wallet, Florida driving license. That's his property that he's had stored. Oh, and this is what he was given by the prison. Sorry, I hope I'm not boring everyone, but I'm finding this really interesting. What they give people when they go into prison. You know, I hope I never find out firsthand. But it is interesting, isn't it? Or is it? I'm coming back to the chat just to see if you think it's interesting. Or not. Bye, Tracy. Night. Hi, Mello. Hi, BF. I know, what's with the teeth discrimination? Hi, Olga. Yeah. Yeah, his birthday gift getting charged with murder, yeah. Hey, listen, Mello, we'll be doing these documents till Christmas, I can assure you, because I'm just going to do them a bit at a time. Okay, I hope I haven't missed anyone coming in. I can't go back any further. Okay, so yeah, so bear in mind, any of you thinking to going into prison in Florida, this is all you'll get: a white towel, an inmate handbook and regulations, a plastic cup, tan colour. What if I wanted a pink one? Anyway, a mesh laundry bag, a slip-on blue sheet, 1 flat sheet, plastic shoes, a uniform, a welcome package. What is a welcome package? What the hell is a welcome package for a prison? And then it says pillowcase. But where's the pillow? What's the point in a pillowcase if you don't get a pillow? You know, listen, you're talking to someone here. Let me tell you, and I have said before, whether anyone remembers that I've said it or not, but on my bed, maybe I haven't said it on video, I have 6 pillows on my bed. 6. So if all I had to do, if all I had was a toilet roll, which apparently here, I don't know, I can't see a pillow mentioned here. I couldn't sleep on 1 pillow. If I ever go and stay in a hotel, I always have to ask for more pillows because they only tend to give you 1 pillow, don't they, unless you specifically ask for more. Well, in Spain anyway. So there you go. That's what he was handed over: a white towel, an inmate handbook and regulations, a plastic cup, a tan colour. How boring. I mean, I'm being facetious. Let me tell you, I hope he is, suffering. Don't want him to have anything nice. I don't want him to have a pillow. I'm just talking about how it would be for me if I ended up going into prison and not, well, it sounds like he don't even give you one pillow. Couldn't cope. A mesh laundry bag, a slip-on sheet, a blue slip-on sheet, one flat sheet, plastic shoes, uniform, and I'm intrigued to know what's in the welcome package. As I say, what is it, like a bottle of wine? What? Gosh, what's that for €2.40? New intake. Welcome kit. It's mentioned. So the welcome kit costs $2.40 apparently. A big reduction there. Big reduction there. So there's what's that? Right hand. Oh, must be his fingerprints, I suppose. I don't know. Palm prints. So, gosh. So yeah, a lot of paperwork. These are the charges: sexual battery against someone between 12 and 17 years old, possible control, view, depiction, child, etc. So don't forget, when this first came out, he had not been charged yet with murder. That came later. So, of course, he was denied bond. Even those very first charges that he was given, he could get the death penalty for. Now, since then, they've charged him with murder. He's bound to get the death penalty. But even from just these first charges, he could get the death penalty. Oh, look at this. Look at this. So he's under acute observation. And look at what it says here on Saturday, April the 6th. He refused the shower. Oh, God, let's go back up to the beginning. There's a few things on here. So on Wednesday, April the 17th, the inmate became sick after giving blood. Medical staff attended to inmate and cleared him to remain in his current housing. Well, you could imagine him. He's a wimp, isn't he? The thought of him giving blood, well, you wouldn't want his blood for a start, but the thought of him giving blood, he's such a whingy whiner. Imagine it'd be like, oh God, I'm going to faint. Anyway, so on April the 15th, he was declared okay to have trustee provide him with a haircut and shave with clippers only. Okay to use nail clippers with direct supervision. No razors. Then on Sunday, April the 7th, he refused the shower. On April the 6th, a cell search was conducted. The inmate has been chipping off the paint off the walls and making balls with it. The inmate was told to stop and said he didn't understand why he couldn't have the balls. What? He didn't understand why he couldn't have the balls, which in fact were very hard. After I explained why he could not have them, he didn't question any further and didn't say anything else. On Thursday, April the 4th, he received a flex pen and puzzles authorised by, I know, whoever MH is, might be mental health. He was ruled okay to have a safety pen and writing materials. Gosh, it puts on when he has a shower. March the 26th, while picking up dinner trays to return to the kitchen, he asked if he could have his tray so that he can attempt to force himself to eat. And I explained to him that when food trays are given to him, he has to accept them at that time. He cannot pick and choose when he wants the tray. He became sarcastic and says that he didn't know that social hour was over. Gosh, so every single thing that they do and say is logged, look. Gosh. So he's been declared as non-suicidal. Didn't get bond, of course. Thank God. And then this is the list of offences. So we're starting with the murder offence because that was the latest one. Premeditated, they're saying. And then all these, the sexual battery charges, they just go on and on and on, don't they? Child pornography, child pornography. And we don't know yet if it's just Madeline we're talking about, or were there other victims? We don't know. Hope I'm not making you dizzy by scrolling down. I think most of it is probably the same now. So bear in mind that I haven't been anywhere hardly. God, I'm only on page 44. I'm not scrolling down anymore. There's 186 pages on just this bit that I'm on now. And then today I've been sent a whole load of new documents. So there's a lot of documents. A lot of documents. Oh my God. Hi, Pauline. Lot of documents to go through, but never mind. Hi, Ali. Just saying hello to everyone. The thing is, we can't go through all that, can we? We just can't. It's just impossible. But anyway, I still think it's interesting to go through those things. I'm still intrigued to know. In fact, I'm just going to Google what is a welcome pack that you get in prison. Let's see. Welcome pack. I can't find anything. Yeah, I'll probably need to research that a bit. I can't find anything in particular. Now, of course, you can send things. Do you want to, if you feel like sending Stephan Sterns anything, you can find it, you can send things to prisoners. I don't expect there'll be, well, maybe his mum and dad, but I don't expect there'll be many people wanting to make Stephan's life more comfortable in prison, will there? I wouldn't imagine so anyway. All I would want is a bloody 6 pillows. Be nice to be in, yeah. Yeah, in Florida, Osceola County Jail. So, yeah, I expect each state does have different rules, Olga. Let's have a look at welcome pack in Florida. Sorry, I'm just looking it up. No, I wonder if it has things like chocolate in it and stuff. I can't find a straightforward answer. I'm going to have to look into it a bit better. Of course, you can go and visit him. You can have it. Do you think Jen's visiting him in prison? Sorry, I'm on Googling now. So anyway, I'm going to have to go now. I'm going to have to go, but I'll be back soon. Tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to do any of this. I'm going to have a day off from it tomorrow. Don't forget, tomorrow night is the Keep On Chatting Members Live. We're going to look at we're going to look at the 4 different. Hey, we're going to look at Samantha Murphy, Rachel Marin, Nicola Bully, and Anna Knezevich. These are 4 women that sadly died. I can't say they were murdered because Nicola Bully was not murdered, according to her inquest report. So what we're going to do is try and look at some of the differences, the similarities, etc. And I probably will not look at this tomorrow. God, but not because I'm not interested in it, but it gets a little bit hard going when you've sort of read about, Stephan's button mushroom, and now it's different from other people's button mushrooms, possibly. I've sort of got to a point where I don't really want to read any more about his member. But anyway, I hope you found it interesting. I'm just reading through the documents. I found it very interesting to get an insight into what actually happens when someone is arrested for these sort of offences, and what actually happens when they're admitted to prison, and what the paperwork that goes into it. I personally find it interesting, but anyway. So thank you for being here with me. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And as always, may your God go with you. And you know what? Let me just put the picture of Madeline up again, because, of course, this is what's at the root of all this. This was Madeline on the last day of her life, on her birthday party, in a place where she should have felt safe, in her family home. I think these pictures were probably, I don't know if they were taken on the residence where she lives or where her grandma lives. But all that I do know is that very next day, Madeline was not on this earth any longer. So rest in peace, Madeline. And I'll see you really soon in the next video. Very sad. And we'll see what happens if Jen ever gets any charges or not.